Hi, friends. We're live. How are you? It's time for the Witchy Weather Report. I am getting myself live on all the platforms as per usual. How are we feeling? Kaylee. Ow, Jesus, Kaylee. My body had skin on it. What an opener. What an opener. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's go live. Here we go. Instagram keeps moving around. Where to go live? Okay, Witchy Weather Report. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Witchy. Hi, Kaylee. Thank you for your help. Okay. Excuse me, my bean. Thank you. Cool. Okay, babes, we're live. I got one more place to go live, and it's TikTok. I have to be honest, like TikTok live has been kind of iffy for me, so I haven't been as obsessed with being on time on TikTok. All right, we're live here. I'm also going to Facebook so I can share the broadcast. Hey, Ondine, how are you? I'm going to be reading today. Okay, doing a share. Oh my goodness. Sorry, that will be TikTok making all that noise. I'm going to be reading today with the Shadowscapes Tarot. Excuse me, Kaylee. Because 'tis the season for shadow work, y'all. I've been doing some, perhaps you've been doing some. It's been a vibe lately, and Shadowscapes is a beautiful deck with beautiful art, so that's what's happening right now. Okay, live for the Witchy Weather Report. Please click through to the main video to leave your comments, or I won't see it. Oh my gosh. Ugh, sick all week. I'm so sorry you've been sick all week. Ew. We hate that. We hate that for you. Okay. Live. Go live. Okay, we're trying to get live for, there we go. We're live on TikTok, we're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube and Twitch. We're live in all the places. Okay, thank you for your patience with me. I still haven't gotten like a good groove of like boom, boom, boom. I'm live all at once at 11 a.m., but I'm working on it because I'm now broadcasting in 5 places, which is a lot. But whatever. I'm happy to see you all. All right, let's see if I got any comments. Meow, hey Jay-Z. Okay, so welcome to the Witchy Weather Report. Every month on the last Saturday or Sunday of the month, I always let you know which it's going to be. I go live with 1-card readings for as many people as I can get to in that month. Today I'm reading with the Shadowscapes Tarot. I haven't read with this deck in a while. It's been calling to me a little bit, and I'm glad I picked it up today. It's beautiful. The artwork on this deck is absolutely beautiful, and it's a good, it's, I don't want to say it's good vibes as in like, it's like, oh, it's toxic positivity. It's not that at all. You know, like it's a deep deck. You can see that the art on every card of this deck is like complicated and interesting. It has a lot for the eye to be drawn to, which is really, in my opinion, very useful for intuition. Anyway, I'll be pulling a card for all of us for that from Shadowscapes. And I'll be pulling cards for as many of you as would like a card. If you like a card, please drop a cat in the chat. or write the word meow. And we use that secret code because I find that when people say, oh, can I have a card, please? Sometimes it attracts spammers and scammers, and we just don't need any of that in our lives. Life is complicated enough without scammers impersonating you when you're a tarot reader. And I'll take this moment to let you know, this is my only account. My account is at Sassafras Tarot. And it's my only one. And I'm never going to message you and be like, don't you want to buy a reading from me? Or DM me for your reading. I'm not going to do that. If someone does that, they're probably a scammer or a spammer. You can get readings from my links, which are at the link in my bio on Instagram. Everywhere else, it's Linktree, linktr.ee/Sassafras Tarot. That's really the only place. That is the only way. Now you know. Because I just think we should protect ourselves and each other around that stuff. Okay. I'm getting ready to pull a card for everyone. Happy spring. Mercury is out of retrograde. Mercury is now direct. If you're experiencing, if you've been experiencing issues with communication, travel, understanding each other, email, technology, things should hopefully start to clear up a little bit at this time. We had the spring equinox just pass us, which kind of had this effect of bringing some things back into balance. Meow, meow. Hey, Anna, how are you? And if you're tuned in, I don't see too many people tuned in today. I know I didn't promote it as much as usual. I kind of made a post yesterday and this morning. Feel free to throw a share on this broadcast. Let people know that it's happening, because I would love to go in deep with all of you, but I would also love for I'd love the ability to have more folks and reach more folks with this stream. So feel free to throw a share my way. Hello, friends on TikTok. Hello, friends on Insta. Hello, friends everywhere else. You need a card for your broken toe. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna. Hey, Emily, is Kaylee here? Is she in the, I think now she's like off in the distance. Someone somewhere in the house has started a vacuum cleaner and Kaylee's not having it. Kaylee's like, no, thank you, please. Hey, Renee, thank you so much for liking the live. Welcome, welcome. I'm pulling tarot cards today. Hi, Hidden. Just barely woke up on time, but I'm here. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I've been doing a nice, good shuffle. I'm going to get myself my water because we're going to do a hydration checkpoint. So while I'm doing that, answer me these questions. 3. Question number 1. Where are you tuned in from today? I am broadcasting live from my dragon lair here on Long Island in New York. Question number 2, what you sipping on today? I'm about to be sipping on a bottle of water. Very exciting. And question 3, how are you feeling today? I want the real answer, not the polite answer. For real, for real, for real. How are you feeling? I am feeling like I need to come back to my life. I am feeling a lot of things have happened this week, both good and bad, both up and down. It seems that they always come together in a soup like that. And I just feel that I need to like bring myself back home to myself. That's my very honest answer. And I encourage you to be equally as honest as I have been. We show up for each other. We support each other on these broadcasts. I'm getting my water. Hydration checkpoint. All right. I feel like it's obvious too, because I'm wearing this shirt. This is a shirt that my cousin Delia made with this amazing artwork on it. And it's definitely my big feelings shirt. When I'm having big feelings, it's like, it's time for the broke down heart. All right. If you're watching on TikTok, I have a low battery on my iPad. So broadcast is going to last as long as it lasts. Feel free to join me on Instagram or YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, all under Sassafras Tarot. Everyone else, you're good. I'm on 3 devices right now. It's a complicated time in my life. You're watching on Facebook and Twitch. I'm so sorry you're in pain, Anna. That sucks. Tuned in from Comfy Blanket Couch. We love Comfy Blanket Couch. Sipping on electrolyte water. Feeling icky. I'm sorry you're feeling icky. Ooh, coming down from a manic episode is never fun. I'm sending you good vibes for that. Emily's tuned in from Patchogue, drinking water. Head is noisy still. I feel that. But the sun is out, so it's better than usual. Gotta pet the... Oh, it's so good. You can see Kaylee. You know what's funny? Like half of my view is obscured by my other device. So I'm like, was she visible over there in the corner of the dresser? Apparently the answer is yes. Yeah, one has to pet. One does not simply walk by a cat and do 0 pets. That doesn't happen. Hey, B, good to see you. No question today, but requesting gentle guidance. That's my vibe as well. Hydration checkpoint. Then I'm pulling a card for everyone. We had a big eclipse season that just kind of ended a couple weeks ago, as well as Mercury retrograde ending a couple of weeks ago. So it's kind of a new lay of the land. And I have a question for you all to put in the comments while I'm shuffling for my card of this coming month. This is our card. This is our focal point for April. And my question is, did you learn anything about yourselves or your lives or the landscape you're in? Is there anything you learned that you're like, oh, this changes the game, right? It's time for a character-driven plot right now. Did you learn anything about yourself or other characters in the plot? I would love to hear it. I've learned many things recently. And some of them are really emotional and some of them are just factual. You know what I mean? One thing that I've learned and relearned is that I keep having the capacity to come back and keep trying and come back and keep trying and come back and keep trying. That's very much who I am. And I'm proud of that in myself. Tuning in from the study, also sipping on electrolyte water, strawberry lemonade flavor. Okay, here's our card. Babes, it's the 3 of Wands. Fortune favors the bold. I just want the sun on this card, the way that it's a little bit obscured by clouds, looks a little like the full moon. And I think that's purposeful because this is a card of culmination. I see some folks asking for a card. I'll get you. You're on the list. I'll get to you in the order I get to you. This is for everybody. Fortune favors the bold. You can see there's this sense of like looking out over the whole landscape, seeing everything, seeing life with a bird's eye view. And from this vantage point where you have the big perspective, it becomes undeniably clear what it is that you want and what direction that you want to be going. And the universe is telling you, do the thing. Damn, gotta go. Okay, I'll pull a card for, oh, you're back. Okay, Undine, we're looking at the 3 of Wands right now. This is for everyone. Also, let me know if you have a particular question. I'll pull a card for you no matter what if you have to go again. So you can tune back in and find it later. Anyway, fortune favors the bold. Do the thing. Do the thing. The plot moves forward when you make the choice to move the plot forward. That's what you need to remember in April. The plot moves forward when you make the choice to move the plot forward. As I'm saying those words out loud, I said them a few times so they would land. I'm hearing them and I'm like, but that's really it. Like, you make the decision where you're pointing and you start walking. And that's when the plot moves forward. Fortune favors the bold. Things will go in the way they go. You're welcome to come back and watch this live again. I get to people in the order, in the order they come in. So, I'll pull a card for you when I get to you, and you're welcome to come back and see the replay. Okay. You choose. You choose which way you're walking and you start walking. And that is how this chapter starts, right? This is dependent on you. What's the timing? The timing is as fast as you want it to be. You choose. That's our card. That's our card for the month. Okay. Emily says you can learn that you can have it all and still feel like shit if you don't make time for self-care and take care of your mental and physical health. Yeah, correct. I knew the taking care of yourself part. I guess I just forgot. Understandable. Hey, Bianx, welcome. Let me know if you'd like a card. So here's who I've got. Here is who I have in the best order that I can give you. I've got Ondine, Judith, Anna, Cami. Good morning, Keisha. Thanks for tuning in. I'm tuning in over here to TikTok. I know Cami was asking a question. That's who I've got in order right now. Here it is. Kemi Kamira, will Cody reply to me today? I hope to say that's more of a Magic 8-Ball question than a tarot question. Always the question I ask, and I ask this with love in my heart because I know it's an annoying question to hear, is, like if you really want to have that conversation, what's stopping you from initiating it? Although it sounds like you have sent out some initiation, so there's that. So that's who's on deck right now. Yes, Three of Wands. Three of Wands is our card for the month for everyone. So Ondine, I'm going to pull a card for you, then Judith, then Anna, then Cami. And I know there are more folks, and I will get to you as I get to you. That's just how many people will fit inside my brain. Brittany, you're the best. Thank you so much for being my Chief Executive Card List Officer today. Okay, let's try to like bang them out. Ondine, the card for you is the Tower. Be the tower you wish to see in the world right now. And I really like, there's this crown imagery on this tower. There's a tree that is that is crowned with a building, and then the building itself has a crown. And the crown is what has been knocked off, right? Overthrowing the crown, big overthrowing the crown energy. It's not just speaking truth to power. It's actively dismantling power structures that never served us, right? And continue to not serve us. So what does that look like for you in your personal life? What does it look like to be the tower energy you wish to see? What does it look like to dismantle in a very personal way, perhaps within yourself, perhaps when it comes to things like beliefs that you're carrying around and you realize, oh, someone gave me this belief. I don't have to have it live rent-free in my brain anymore. I can overthrow that belief, right? Or in a personal way where it's more interpersonal, where you're like, oh, the power structure of this dynamic I'm in isn't functional, and I'm going to say so, and I'm going to take steps about it, right? And then all the way out to a global perspective or a national perspective, how can we show up for dismantling corrupt power structures and showing up for a better tomorrow right now? That is the card for you, Ondine. Be the tower you wish to see in the world. That is the advice. Okay, we got Jay-Z coming up, Judith coming right up. If you're saying stuff on TikTok, by the way, I have my scroll paused so that I can come back and look at your things. So if you're saying stuff, hello to you. But I can't see it right now. Okay, Judith, I'm pulling a card for you. And it says, no kings. Indeed. Indeed. Walking is a real challenge right now, but my brain is focused on the fact that music will never leave my life. That is relatable. Good. I love that. I don't love that walking is a challenge for you. I love that music will never leave your life. Jay-Z, the Three of Swords. It's really time to sit with your feelings instead of trying to get everyone on the same page. Sometimes everyone's just not going to get on the same page. Sometimes you're going to feel misunderstood. Sometimes it's going to feel like people are committed to misunderstanding you and things are committed to not going right for you. And it's time to sit with your feelings and brood and take care of yourself. Yes, I said the B word, brood. It's time to be brooding, like the guy from Wuthering Heights apparently is. I haven't read that book since high school. I don't remember. Unpopular opinion, I don't remember liking Wuthering Heights very much. No hate to those who are big Wuthering Heights fans. I don't remember. I don't remember being that entranced by it. But, now there's a movie, Brood. It's time to brood. It's time to brood. It's time to let yourself feel your feelings. It's time to focus on inward and healing yourself. And instead of like externally waiting and hoping or trying to say the magic right thing that'll get other people to understand, internally turning inward and telling yourself what you need to hear, internally turning inward and saying, well, maybe I'm not going to get that experience, reaction, response that I'm seeking externally, but internally, I can do my damnedest to be kind to myself. Be kind to yourself in this time. Show up for your feelings. Be real about them. Yeah, we're reading with Shadowscapes today. Okay, Anna, do you really want a card for your toe or do you want a general card? Tell me. That's my question for you. I'm so sorry about your toe. Is your card for your toe or is your card for something else? Okay, no, we don't really want a toe card. General. Okay, cool. Anna, here is your card. Your card is the King of Pentacles. Focus on your own stability and the many ways in which you have already created that stability for yourself, Anna. The answer is within you, and it's within you when you feel grounded and stable. Now, it's interesting that we have the King of Pentacles, which is literally, it like reflects this guy like who's growing out of a tree, right? That level of stability, tree level stability, big, beautiful old oak level stability. And it is an oak, I believe, because I think I'm looking at acorns. Those might be fruits, unclear. Anyway, tree level stability is what we're talking about here. And I think it's interesting that this comes up when you're having difficulty literally standing, because usually what I would say is stand in your power. And instead, I'm going to say ground in your power. You know, allow yourself to understand that your own stability comes from more than what is threatening it currently. And that when you're grounded in your power and that when you stay focused on your wholeness and your authority, that's when you can make big moves. Bex Tarot, how are you? You guys, I have a very exciting announcement that I am going to be on Bex Tarot's podcast, Confessions of a Tarot Reader, in a couple weeks. We just recorded it the other day. It's very exciting. Bex, let me know if you'd like a card. Anyway, to finish you up, Anna, be grounded in your power right now. Understand that your power comes from your own inner authority. Understand that you have created the tools, systems, and structures in your life to support yourself, and use them. Hello, Rachel. Yes, I am doing readings. Yes, thank you for tuning in. This is the Witchy Weather Report. Everybody's card for the month of April is the Three of Wands. The plot moves forward. When we start moving forward, take the step, do the thing. If you'd like a card for yourself, the secret code is to drop a cat in the chat, put in a cat emoji, or write the word meow. And I have a bunch of people online to get cards, so I'm trying to just go through all of them. We had a slow start today, and then it got busy, which I love. Okay, so Kamira, here's your question. And your question was about whether Cody was going to get back to you. So let me pull a card for you around that. Kamira, the answer here is the King of Cups. And so I'm going to point you to your own knowledge of Cody, because the King of Cups is someone who is strong in his emotions and allows his emotions not to rule him, but to inform his choices and decisions. The King of Cups, also, there is literally a messenger here, right? The King of Cups is looking at this little seahorse and considering, right? So the delay might have to do with Cody deciding how he feels about what he's heard from you, and checking in on his feelings so he can give you a true and earnest answer. You know what I'm saying? If he feels like that King of Cups personality, because the King of Cups is someone who, like I said, he's not in charge of his emotions, nor are his emotions in charge with him. He has a healthy emotional intelligence. He has a healthy relationship with his emotions. He is very emotional. He cares very deeply. And he relates to that in a very healthy, mindful way. So if that feels like Cody, then that's the energy. The answer is that, like, he's checking in with himself so that he can really, truly communicate with you earnestly. Good to see you too. Okay, let's see what else we got on deck. Hey, Andrew, welcome. Let me know if you would like a card. Bianca, also let me know if you'd like a card. I can't remember if you said yes or not. So let me know. Okay. I'm looking to see who else is on deck. We have Emily. And I know we have someone else from TikTok. I'm scrolling down to see. Hello, TikTok. How are you? I'm like scrolling and scrolling. I'm just kind of going in a circle right now. There's Kamira. Okay, Lily asks, does Canyon really love me? The really best person to ask that is Canyon. But I understand that sometimes our insecurity has us consulting the tarot. I will pull that card for you. Okay, so what we have is Emily, Lily, and then Bex, and then Bianca's. Those are my current 4. And there will be more. Don't worry. I'm just kind of going in a circle around my devices. Emily, did you have a specific question or you want a just general card? B, you're the absolute best. Thank you so much for, here, you know what? I'm going to put that up on screen for me. Thank you. Thank you so much for being my Chief Executive Card List Officer. Emily, I don't know what your question is, but the answer is the Knight of Cups. Like, your emotions are in the forefront and need to be right now. Be the Knight of Cups you wish to see in the world. Understand that you're in a vulnerable place in your life emotionally. Show up for yourself gently. Permit yourself to move slowly, right? I know that there's a fear of stopping for you, but if you keep pushing and burning yourself out, emotionally, that takes a toll on your relationship with yourself. General, I guess. Well, you know what? The universe has given you this answer, whether you like it or not. So you have to show up for yourself at this time. You have to show up gentle for yourself. You have to show up slow for yourself. You have to understand that your heart is tender right now. When we make big changes in our lives, our hearts become tender and vulnerable. Change, as you know, because you have the training to know this, upsets our nervous system. Whether it's good change or bad change, it upsets our nervous system. It's a lot for us, right? So be gentle with your nervous system. Give yourself the loving care that you need at this time. Give yourself permission to move slow. Give yourself permission to come home to your breath. Try to build some love into your life every day. Yep, there it is. Oh, shaky as hell. I just want to feel better. And you deserve to feel better. And this is a character-driven plot right now. Affirm to yourself that you deserve to feel better by giving yourself that gift. Give yourself the gift of slowness. Give yourself the gift of gentleness. Trust that you taking time for yourself is always available to you, always a resource you can tap into. Teach that to yourself. Okay, Lily, does Canyon really love me? I'm pulling a card. Oh, Lily is a rising star in my life. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you've said some stuff on my TikTok thing, I've deliberately paused the scroll so that I can see people in the order they comment. So I'm just looking at Lily's question right now. Lily, I'm pulling this card for you. The answer is the Page of Pentacles. Lily, there's a question about stability here, and I think it points back to your own sense of stability and how much of that you're putting on another person and how much of that you're putting on you. And there's a secret third thing too that's like, it doesn't have to be all my responsibility. It doesn't have to be all someone else's responsibility, right? But I can seek out the things and create the circumstances in my life that make me feel stable, right? And with the Page of Pentacles, like what I'm seeing is that there's this sense of learning how to feel stable and secure in yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't need love from others. That doesn't mean that you don't need and deserve reassurance and kindness and care from others. It does mean that I'm going to point you towards yourself to ask yourself, what is making me feel this way? What experiences, exchanges, occurrences are happening to make me ask this question, does Canyon really love me? What is happening in your heart when you ask yourself that question? And how can you give yourself greater stability around your sense of self-worth and around your sense of personal safety? Because this is really what the tarot wants you to focus on, is creating your own sense of personal stability and safety. How can you give yourself that so that, like, I'm not saying don't ask these questions, right? I'm not saying don't ask these questions to Canyon, because we should be able to ask the people in our lives and for reassurance, right? But turn within and ask yourself, like, what's really missing here? What's making me feel this insecurity? And is there a way I can give myself love around that? That's really what the tarot is telling you to do right now. Emily says, you're the best. I knew there was a reason we made it here today. Thank you. I love you tremendously too. Okay. Next up, I got Bex. Bianca, if you have a particular question, let me know because you're on deck after this. Bex says, my question, just starting a new job search. What's the energy or advice around this, please? I love this question. By the way, if you tuned in late, I will let you all know that the card for everyone for the month of April is the Three of Wands. Fortune favors the bold. The plot moves forward when we start making moves. So just remember that. Okay. Bex, this card is for you. Bex, we have two cards wanting to come out, and I'm giving them both to you. We have the Seven of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. The energy here is to be mindful and do your research while understanding that you're never going to get all of the information about something like a potential job or a potential, like, what it's like working with this person or this company or whatever. And to be mindful and guard your own sense of truth. There are things in your work life that absolutely will work for you and absolutely won't work for you in terms of how you get to show up every day. Showing up as your true self, showing up in a way that is aligned with your values. Make sure that this is in alignment, but also be mindful that you don't have to, you get to decide how you present yourself, what parts of yourself you present to whom. You get to be in your power and choose how you show up to different parts of your life, including your work life. And so be mindful and make on purpose choices, not default choices, right? Sometimes we default to putting on a mask in a way we don't have to. Sometimes we also default to offering anyone vulnerability who says something to us and we feel like, oh, I've got to meet them in kind, right? Make those choices on purpose based on what feels really right to you and your heart. And also be aware that other people are doing the same, right? That not everything is exactly as it seems. So be mindful. And that we have the 10 of Pentacles here. Like, you have so much potential here to create stability, and you should be focused on that. Don't focus on good enough or like, oh, well, I guess this will do. Focus on, like, what is the future you want to build for yourself? Because the key to building the future for yourself that you really want, the long-term stability, is out there. So don't jump at the first opportunity if it's not quite hitting those boxes for you, you know? Show up for your long-term stability and understand that your job search is but one way that you are doing that. Okay, next up we got Bianca's question about financial abundance, please. I've been super stressed about money. I hear you. I hear you. Wow, Bianca, you also got the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of emotions here. The Knight of Cups encourages you to look inward and especially, like, look at your heart of hearts. And I just want to share something that I'm always saying. This is one of these phrases that always comes out of my mouth. I heard it on a podcast once and it changed my perspective on a lot of things in my life. Your money problems are your love problems. Are there places where you don't feel stability in your relationships? And how does that relate to where you don't feel stability in your finances? Are there areas of insecurity you have in your relationships? And how does that relate to your insecurities around your finances? Now, this is not me saying, just to be very clear, this is not me saying it's all in your head. It's all about your mindset, right? Because I understand that, like, we all have to thrive in this, like, current landscape and figure that out financially, right? And that those are, like, real things that every person has to navigate. It is me saying that emotionally, like, give yourself some love around this topic, allow yourself to move slow, allow yourself to search inward as much as you search outward, because it's very possible that you're missing opportunities because you have some emotional blind spots. Maybe it's about having a hard time accepting help. Maybe it's about an insecurity. With the Knight of Cups, it suggests that there's this fear of moving forward because it's very vulnerable for you. What does that look like for you? And remember, don't take my word for it. Don't, like, take those and be like, oh, I guess I got to do what the tarot reader said. You know, really look at yourself and what feels scary and what feels like sticky and vulnerable for you, and ask yourself how you can give yourself love around them and how they might be affecting your point of view around your finances. Because I think that it's like the only way out is through. When you get to a better understanding of your own heart of hearts around this, you will also unlock the key to the financial abundance that you need. Okay, let's see who's on deck. We've gotten through our last 4. Let's see who is next. Okay, we just did Emily. Good meowing. Okay, so it looks like Brittany is next, and then Hidden. And then I'm gonna take a look and see who else is on TikTok. If there are any other requests on TikTok, oh boy. I'm scrolling. Annie Maneldew, hello, how are you? Okay, next up, we have Naja. I think that's how to say your name. I'm guessing from your username, but tell me if I have it wrong. Naja, will Tayari ever fully choose me? It's a he. Okay, Naja, I'm going to pull a card for you on that. So I have on deck Brittany, Hidden, Naja. And I'm just scrolling down to see what else is going on TikTok. Love you, Annie. Hi. This is a wild thing to say to someone. Sarah Jones. I'm just calling this out because people will get wild on TikTok. Hi, honey. Stay still so I can take a photo. You look like the perfect candidate for voodoo. Eat my shorts. That's not a cool thing to say to someone. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you would say that to me. Yes, you can ask a question. If you're tuned in, feel free. Okay, so we have on deck Brittany, Hidden, Naja. I think we're good on Instagram. If you're on Instagram and you want a card, you let me know. Okay, and that's where I'm staying right now. Okay, and I know you want a kind of a general card, Brittany. If you tuned in recently, the card for everyone is the 3 of Wands. The action happens when we take the action this coming month. B, general loving guidance, the 3 of Pentacles. You don't have to do the thing all by yourself. You can accept practical help. I feel like this card haunts you a little bit sometimes, and I'm co-signing it haunting you. You don't have to figure everything else by yourself. You're allowed to accept help. You're allowed to accept practical help. You're also allowed to just accept the buddy system. You know what I mean? Just people going like, hey, you can do this. Like sometimes that's what we really need. And I also encourage you to think about the ways in which you help others, the ways you cheerlead others through their life, the ways that you offer people advice and help and assistance, and ask yourself how much of that, because we grow into the people we need, right? How much of that is what you need? And I'm going to ask you a really touchy question. Is there anything, thinking about that, thinking about the kind of love you give others, the kind of help you give others, is there anything you could ask for yourself of the people around you that might make a big difference in your life? Is there anything you could ask for that might improve your life? I'm encouraging you to ask for help, and I'm encouraging you to ask really specifically for the help that like maybe feels sticky, but would make you feel really like, oh, this is what support would feel like. This is what I really need. I went there. Mic drop. Okay, Hidden. Next card's for you. Hidden, we have the 4 of Wands. Take a pause. The 4 of Wands is about taking a pause, and specifically taking a pause and celebrating yourself, celebrating where you're at and celebrating where you've been. Acknowledging your progress is very much what the 4 of Wands is about. And you can see all of these foxes, like literally, are they foxes or are they like little gazelles with horns? Whatever, these little land beasts. Like hopping into the sun. And there's this energy of accepting your own light. There's this energy here of honoring how far you've come, honoring the things you've done, honoring what you've created, honoring the life you've given yourself, and like looking back to look forward, looking back and saying, here's where I was, here's where I am. And I recommend doing that in like, big, little, tiny, right? Here's where I was 10 years ago. Here's where I am now. I wonder where I'd like to go in the next 10 years. Here's where I was 10 months ago. Here's where I am now. I wondered where I'd like to go in the next 10 months. Here's where I was 10 minutes ago, right? Here's where I am now. I wonder where I'd like to go in the next 10 minutes, right? Like allowing yourself to look at where you've come from and deciding, okay, this is what my trajectory has been like. Here's how I'd like my trajectory to go. Allowing yourself to be big, yes, and allowing yourself to honor your own light. Okay, so we had a question for Naja, and it was about whether this person was ever going to whether Tayari would ever fully choose Naja. Okay. And I have to say, whether someone is going to ever fully choose you, when I pull cards, I'm not reading minds. I'm reading the weather and the energy. If I believed I could read other people's minds, I wouldn't, full stop. That's messed up. I don't believe in invading people's privacy in that way. So when I answer a question about someone, it's about the energy and the potentiality around the situation. It's not about me reading their minds. And in situations like relationships, we want a concrete answer when the reality is we might not have one in our hearts and the person that we care about might not have one in their hearts yet, right? We're all dynamic characters. I'm sure there have been experiences where you've had mixed feelings, right? And so understand that when I pull cards about a question like this, like really you have free will to change the situation and so do they, right? It's a moment in time. It's a snapshot. It's what's the weather, what's the vibe right now. Anyway, all that said, here's your card. Your card is the Six of Cups. There's more at play here than just what's current. This is something that touches on both of your inner children and your past, most likely, your relationship to family, who you are and who you were in family. What kind of roles did you take on growing up in your family? What kind of roles have you taken up in your friend groups and in your relationships? And that question is for you as well as Tayari, whose name I hope I'm saying correctly. You can always correct me. I do want to get it right. This is for both of you, right? What roles are you taking on? And that is affecting both the question in your heart and the answer to it, right? Often we feel so comfortable taking on certain roles, doing certain actions, being the this in our family, the peacekeeper, the black sheep, the whatever, right? The person who always needs support, the person who never needs support, the person who makes everyone else in the room comfortable, the person who says the stuff that's going to like light up the room because someone has to say it. Like, what roles have you taken on in your family? What roles have you taken on in your social life? What roles have they taken on in their family and in their social life? And how much do those actions affect, right? Like our relationships and our commitments more than our feelings, right? There's some soul searching to do, I think, here for both of you. And understand, like, this is a deep connection. It affects both of you because it is it's bringing that stuff up for you. It's bringing up those childhood things. So there's a potential for growth here. And often it feels messy when there's a potential for growth. I'm just going to be real about that. Okay. Let's see who else we have on deck today. I'm scrolling. Thank you, Bex. Thank you, Bianx. Hey, energy. If you'd like a card, you let me know. Welcome to the broadcast. Okay, so we did Hidden. We did Emily. We did Anna. Okay, Rachel. Rachel's on deck. Pulling a card about an apartment. Yeah. Oh, I love that. 251 or green field. Thanks. I will send a tip. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Okay, Rachel's on deck. And then let's see who else is on TikTok. I'm scrolling through. Okay, Tino, will love ever come my way? So Rachel, then Tino. And I think that brings us to the end of the people on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. I think I just have TikTok remaining, but if I'm wrong, if you're on any of those platforms and you've asked a question and need a card, you tell me, because I got you. Okay, so I know the question was 251 or green field, either. I'm going to pull you. I'm going to pull you a card for both, number 251 or green field, because I don't know if this is if you're choosing between, but I see like an either or thing, and I'm pulling a card for both. This is 251, Three of Cups. This is green field, strength. If I had to make it, I don't know if you're making a choice, but Three of Cups feels like an opportunity for a lot of togetherness, the kind of place where your kitchen is always full, not just of food, but of like people that you really care about. Three of Cups is about reconnecting also with family and chosen family, with the people who really know you, having that wonderful energy of feeling supported and seen. That's the one I pulled for 251. The one I pulled for Greenfield is strength. We see a maiden and a lion. And strength reminds us there's different kinds of strength. There's resilience and fierceness, right? Those two sides of strength, right? And strength tends to show up when strength will be required. If it's worth it to you, if Greenfield is important to you, it may be worth calling on your strength, right? This is the vibe and the energy I pulled for each of these cards. I wouldn't say either of these is bad, right? But those are the energies I see around these apartments. One is around family and chosen family getting together, feeling very supported. One is about fierceness and resilience. Pulling a card for you, Tino. Will love ever come my way? After that, by the way, thank you. Thank you, B. B, okay. Daniel needs help with the thing I have. Maybe you've already hopped off. If so, have a wonderful, thank you. And thank you for reminding me to hydrate. I will right now. Nope. Okay. Tino, your card hopped out. Here it comes. Hang on. I'm finding it. Wow. Tino, the answer is strength. No, I lied. The answer is not strength. It just looked real similar to strength from afar. The answer is the Eight of Wands. Yes, and faster than you think. However, because I wanted to say strength, I want to tell you that like what I just talked about the strength card, fierceness and resilience, play a role here. What does it look like to you to be strong? And does that strength aid you in seeking connection, or does it make it harder for you to find connection? For example, are you the type of person who leans into your friendships, your relationships of all kinds, or are you the type of person who isolates when you're alone, right? That's a question for you to answer. But the Eight of Wands says, yes, faster than you think, like make the wishes for what you want, and put yourself out there for what you want, because things will start to change fast. And understand too with the Eight of Wands, like the Eight of Wands usually represents a lot of things happening, not just one thing happening. So I recommend that you be mindful and thoughtful and check in with yourself every day, because things will be moving quickly. What is it that I really want? What kind of love do I want? Right? If you want to be my lover list as a single person, and I love it. I consult it. It makes me feel grounded in what I'm truly seeking and gives me strength and capacity to say, no, that's not what I'm truly seeking, actually, right? When something comes up that is not correct for me personally, right? And so I invite you to think about what you really want and what you really care about and what's meaningful for you in a love context, because understand that you're going to be getting opportunities. And so you want to be responding to them, not reacting to them. You want to be able to have thoughtful responses, rather than like just kind of like being blown back by things happening and not really being able to like reacting instead of responding, right? Rachel says it's hard to find a place of looking for a year, and also thanks. You're welcome. So yeah, that's the energy. Things are going to happen, and so therefore be very strong in yourself and your sense of what you really want, because you're going to need it as the landscape evolves quickly. Also, thank you so much for following me. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm out of requests on most of the platforms. I'm scrolling down TikTok. Tarot card reading on relationships and career moves. Oh, that's just an AI summary. Go away, AI. It looks like I am caught up on everyone. If anyone would like a card, speak now or forever hold your peace. I kind of love that the universe just like led me through this busy witchy weather report, and now we've got 8 minutes left. So let me take a minute to tell you, and I'm gonna do what I often do. Oh, me. I didn't know. Oh, Annie, I'm so sorry you're still there. I didn't know you wanted a card. I thought you were just saying hi. I'm the worst. Do you have a question? Tell me your question. How are you? Tell me your question. I'll pull a question for you. I'll pull a card for you. Not just general. Okay, cool. Pulling a general card for you right now. The Chariot. Babe, move forward, move faster. The Chariot. Be the chariot you wish to see. Make sure that it's heart-centered. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer, which is a very lovey sign, right? The Cancer is a very almost maternal sign. Cancers are the caretakers. Cancers are ruled by the moon. And Cancers almost see themselves in orbit to others. Cancers are always trying to bring stability and care and love and pour into the people they really love. And so when we see the Chariot, which is a card about forward motion, it's about forward motion that nurtures you and nurtures what you care about and is deeply, deeply, deeply heart-centered. What is it that you're searching for with all of your heart? Like, get out there and do the thing. Move quickly. Don't be afraid, but just make sure you're pointing in the right direction, right? Because you're a manifester right now. When the Chariot comes through, big changes can happen. Like, you put your foot on the gas and things move, and therefore make sure that you're pointing in the right direction, in the direction of what's really, really, really for real in your heart. And this brings us back around to our card for everyone for the month of April, which is the Three of Wands. Change comes when we make the change. The plot moves forward when we move forward. Fortune favors the bold. If you want a different landscape around you, walk for a while, start. Things happen for us when we start. That's the energy of April. So be brave. Be brave. Everything worth putting yourself out for, like really worth it, the things that are really in our heart that we really want, will feel scary. That's not your intuition telling you shouldn't pursue it. That's the natural anxiety of moving forward. That doesn't mean don't listen to your intuition. If it tells you, I should pay closer attention to this, it might not be my dream come true. Yeah, listen to your intuition, right? But learn to discern the difference between your intuition and your big feelings, because your big feelings come up through the same channel as your intuition. And sometimes our big feelings about how someone makes us feel like family, it's just that it's a feeling. It's not our intuition saying this is the person I'm meant to be with for the rest of my life. And right, like having those big feelings like that, right, might or might not point you towards a relationship. We have to like seek that inner wisdom, that inner knowledge, right? And sometimes our big feelings about like, I'm anxious because I haven't taken good care of myself, or, eaten enough today, or gotten enough sleep in a few days, is like, can feel like our intuition telling you something's off. Yeah, something's off. You haven't been taking care of yourself, right? So like, learn to discern the difference. This is for everyone. Learn to discern the difference between your emotions and your intuition. Speaking of which, I'm going to be teaching a course about this, about intuition, emotional self-care, and the tarot, coming up in the spring. Stay tuned for me. Like, follow wherever you're watching me, follow me, because I will be doing a short little free workshop where we talk about meditation and we talk about intuition and our feelings. And then I am going to be launching like a full-blown course if you want to participate with me in that, like, a really deep dive kind of way about these topics: intuition, tarot, and emotions, and how to work with those three together, because I find that you have to work with them in a balance. So if you're interested in that, the only thing to do right now is follow me because I don't have anything prepared yet, but I know it's coming. If you would like more of this energy, I have the Monday Moon Magic and Meditation Club every Monday, where I go live at 11 a.m. on Monday mornings. And whether you can tune in or not, or you catch the replay, it's a place for you to connect with yourself and your spirituality. Once per week, we do a meditation. We follow the moon cycles. I pull a tarot card for us to work with each moon cycle. So if you're looking for a way to connect with yourself more deeply, connect with witchy stuff, connect with spirituality, this is I created this as a turnkey way to do that, because I know it can be very overwhelming, and sometimes just having that touchstone makes a big difference. So if you're interested in that, tinyurl.com/Monday Moon is where to find out more, or you're welcome to message me and I'll send you the link. If you're like, I don't know what that is, just message me. I got you. I would love to have you in my Monday Moon Magic and Meditation Club. It's such a wonderful, close-knit space. It feels like a wonderful witchy slumber party every single week, and I love it so much. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of my life. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for me now. I'm going to be brave and pull a card for me, because guys, I'm feeling my feelings today. And I think that my question is, what do with all this? What do with all this? Help me, universe, help me. And the card for myself is the King of Pentacles, reminding me that my own stability and my own authority are what have gotten me through different times like this, reminding me to stand strong in who I am and allow that grounding to guide me and not feel that I have to move around and wiggle with the tides of the universe, but instead can stand strong in what I know works for me. That is the answer the universe is giving me today, which is actually incredibly helpful. Don't forget to be the change you wish to see in the world, both on a personal level and a political level. We're each only one person, but we are each one person, right? We can't always single-handedly turn the tides. It's not very often in life that we get opportunities to like be a hero, like in a movie, right? But we can be small day-to-day hometown heroes by showing up for kindness, showing up for justice, showing up for positive change in our communities in whatever ways we can think of, whether it's calling our senators or help, like, buying somebody else's groceries when they're down on their luck, or, any number of big and small actions right now that helps the world around you grow and evolve into the world that you wish you were looking at. We all have the free will and whatever resources we have within us, right, as individuals, to change the world at least a little bit, So I just put it out there that, like, the plot moves when you do. The world changes when you change. Be willing to take the step and trust that it's enough. I'll see you soon, friends. Have a wonderful